Hello everybody, my name is Austin. If this is your first time seeing my face, then hello, welcome to my little channel that I do for fun. If this is not your first time seeing my face, I'm going to ask you guys a favor. If you could subscribe to the channel, it helps me out immensely. And if you're over on TikTok and you spend, like me, probably 2 hours a day just swiping your brain cells away, feel free to follow me over there. I spend a lot of time on TikTok and I like to think I'm a pretty good follow. No Sweetwater links for the day because today we're doing something a little different. It's more so an idea that I had that was inspired by this guitar. So I'm gonna do a full review of it later on because I do fundamentally believe that this is one of the best but also most forgotten about PRS SEs since they launched. But this is a PRS SE Zach Myers signature. I think this one is from 2018. It is a semi-hollow guitar, and I mean, obviously, so I'm walking around my local store. I'm privileged enough to live by a really, really good local, independently owned guitar store. It's called Motor City Guitar. And per the name, it's in Waterford, which is like a suburb of Detroit, so Metro Detroit area. I spend a lot of time there. I've spent a lot of time there for a very, very long time. And I stopped by on the way home, walking around. I picked this up because it was so pretty. This color is called Trampus Green. And just with the semi-hot and I just think it looks like, I just think it's very pretty. So, walking around playing guitars, this one stood out amongst the, other stuff I was playing with. Epiphones, the entry-level Gibsons, Mexican Fenders, that sort of thing. This for sure stood out. And I kind of kept thinking about it. And it sounded really good and it played really, really well. And then, whatever. And I moved on with my day. I think I bought a pack of strings and I took off. About 3 hours later, something occurred to me. These came with Zebra, whatever, in-house pickups from the factory. These aren't Zebra pickups. Wait a minute. I think those were aftermarket pickups. So, I stopped by again about 2 hours later and I ended up buying it. So what this is a guitar somebody put a lot of money and time into because it's really nothing special from the factory, right? It's a Paul Reed Smith budget student line, whatever. But looking at the tag after I came back for a second time, he paid to have it plecked. And that's evident because the frets are literally perfect. But more so, I think why I liked it so much is that I was right. These are not stock pickups. These are a set of Seymour Duncan antiquity pickups. And if you guys follow me over on TikTok or here, a lot of what I do is very heavy on the cleans. I just love a pretty full clean tone when I'm going through playing, whether it's testing a guitar or whether it's playing on TikTok Live. I really value a great big, clear, clean. But the point I'm getting at is, I am so happy I went back and I bought this. And it makes perfect sense why it stuck out and why I was thinking about it for the next 3 hours and about how much I liked it. Because this is unique. And this was somebody's guitar that he upgraded and he put time into and probably played it a lot and probably really liked it. Here's what I'm getting at. I think guitar stores and the ability for there to be enough of them for it to be in proximity to most people, I probably didn't need to use all those words, but I think it's more important than people think it is. Because truly, I wouldn't have found this guitar and the ability to walk around and just try shit off the wall. And sometimes some things jump out to you. You learn so much about yourself and your preferences by just hanging out in guitar stores. And I get it, the competition online is, obviously, look, I have to tread carefully with what I say here, but I think there's a time and place for online retail sales, right? Sire is putting out a whole new series of their Larry Carlton guitars. That's kind of more of a buy it off the wall style kind of thing. But if you're watching this YouTube video, you probably buy and sell a lot of guitars, like I do. And so when you start talking about the used market, Reverb's all fine and dandy, and that's where I do most of it, but the luxury of getting your hands on it and getting to play it and getting to, I feel like it's invaluable. Because whenever I buy a guitar from Motor City Guitar, from the guitar store, my boy Mark hooks me up with something. Mark will probably comment on this. It tends to stick around way longer. I've never bought something from the store in person that clicked with me, and then a month later I'm sitting around going, I just don't care about it anymore, or I don't like it, or actually I don't like what... That doesn't happen. And I think that doesn't happen because you actually get to do the whole shopping process. Whereas a lot of the era that we're in right now with online retail, that kind of cuts a lot of that out from what is kind of an intimate process, man. Like you spend if you play guitar, maybe an hour a day, right? That's hundreds of hours a year that your hands are on this instrument. And it's an intimate relationship you have with instruments, and it should start out with you being able to explore that relationship. So I'm kind of rambling at this point. I hope this resonates with some people. Like, it really does kind of, I wouldn't say scare me, but it does bum me out that guitars have also fallen victim to so much of it going over to online retail sales. But what I would really encourage all of you to do, particularly if you're on the younger side and a lot of your experience with guitars has been buying stuff on Reverb, buying stuff on Sweetwater, whatever, they're all great. But I would really challenge you guys to do some Googling, find your local music stores. If they all suck, then, then you're doing the right thing. But you may be able to find, with half an hour drive, that you're near somewhere where you can spend time and explore what feels good to you. Maybe you are a shreddy dude and you've always played super slim neck guitars, but you get to be in a guitar store and pick up a Tele that has a fat neck, and all of a sudden you go, uh-oh, I think this feels like way better. You never know. You get to explore your preferences, and you get to really, in an intimate way, shop for your instruments, which I think is something that, if guitar retail totally goes away, I think that's something we're really, really gonna miss in hindsight. But I want you guys to shout out your guitar stores. Like, if you live by a really good guitar store, shout them out in the comments, because they don't get enough credit, man. They're really, really carrying a lot of this industry right now, because, if they go away, I think a lot of us are really, really gonna miss them. So let me know in the comments. What is your favorite guitar store? Do you agree with me that they serve way more of a purpose than probably a lot of people are acknowledging, just out of the convenience of buying online? And then, do you have one of these? One of these Zach Myers SEs? Because, dude, it is the bee's knees. That's it, everybody. I mean, this week was more of an idea that kind of just struck me. Review on this guitar coming up later, and until next time, see ya!